It was October 2019, and I had been planning my solo backpacking trip to Big Bend National Park for months. I had always been drawn to the vast, rugged landscape of the Chisos Mountains, and I couldn't wait to immerse myself in the wilderness. I arrived at the park on a crisp autumn morning, eager to start my 5-day trek. I had chosen the Outer Mountain Loop Trail, a challenging 32-mile route that would take me through some of the most remote areas of the park. As I hiked, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. The desert landscape stretched out before me, a seemingly endless expanse of cacti, rock, and sand. I walked for hours, my footsteps echoing off the canyon walls. But as the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the landscape, I had been warned about the park's reputation for strange occurrences, ghostly apparitions, unexplained noises, and eerie feelings of being watched. I shrugged it off and I set up camp in a secluded valley, built a small fire, trying to distract myself from the growing sense of unease. As night fell, the darkness seemed to press in around me. I heard strange noises, twigs snapping, rocks falling, and an unexplained howling in the distance. I tried to convince myself it was just the wind or animals, but deep down, I knew it was something more. As I looked around just past the fire glow, I saw a figure, tall and imposing, standing just beyond the ring of light cast by my fire. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. The figure didn't move, didn't speak. It just stood there, watching me. I tried to run, but my legs were paralyzed with fear. I was trapped, alone and vulnerable in the vast wilderness. As the night wore on, the figure vanished, only to reappear hours later. I saw it again, standing in the same spot, watching me with an unblinking gaze. As morning broke, I packed up my camp, determined to make it back to civilization as quickly as possible. But as I hiked, the figure followed me, always lurking just out of sight. I heard its footsteps, echoing off the canyon walls, and I felt I was being herded towards some unknown fate. I didn't stop until I stumbled into the park's visitor center, exhausted and shaken. I told the rangers about the figure, about the strange occurrences, but they just smiled and nodded. "You're not the first to experience strange things in Big Bend," one of them said. "This park has a way of getting inside your head." As I emerged from the visitor center, I couldn't shake the feeling that the park still had a hold on me. I drove away from Big Bend, my eyes scanning the rearview mirror, half expecting to see the figure standing in the dust cloud behind me. Days passed, but the memory of those encounters lingered. I tried to convince myself it was mere paranoia, but the image of that imposing figure haunted me. I began to research the park's history, scouring the internet for stories of similar encounters. And then, I stumbled upon an old forum thread, hidden deep in the recesses of Reddit. The thread was titled "Big Bend's Dark Secret," and it detailed a series of bizarre occurrences that mirrored my own experience. Hikers spoke of ghostly apparitions, disembodied voices, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Some even claimed to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the distance. As I delved deeper into the thread, I discovered a mention of an ancient Native American legend. It spoke of a spirit, known only as the Watcher, who roamed the Chisos Mountains, guarding secrets and keeping tabs on those who dared to enter its domain. The more I read, the more I became convinced that Big Bend held secrets and stories that few were willing to share. And I knew then that I had to return, to confront the Watcher and uncover the truth behind the park's eerie reputation.